Well, it looks like my new Clearview windshield came in today for the Kawasaki Voyager. This one here was just a bit too high. I got one that's about 4 inches shorter because, like I said, I'm pretty tall, about 6'4", and I kind of looked through it right here. So about 4 inches shorter should do me just fine. And there's supposed to be like a little lip on the new windshield. Plus, this is really, really thin. I think the new one's a lot thicker. So basically, here's the box that just came in. And guys, if you get one from, and gals, if you get one from Clearview, don't use a razor knife like they say. Just kind of take your time and kind of pull off the tape. And let's go ahead and open this up and have a look. Well, looks like they don't screw around with the packing material. There's plenty of that. I can always use this one too. This is the new windshield there. Man, I'm really getting excited about this. I think this box is actually going to be big enough for me to put the factory windshield in. So I'll go ahead and do that once I get this undone. So let me take some of this packing out, and like I said, I think I'll end up saving this packing because I always end up using it for something else. There's the information here. Do not remove masking until you check for correct shield tint and options. Inspect screen for damage from shipping. Test drive for performance, which I'm not going to have to do. It should be just fine. And let's see what this looks like compared to what I have. Oh my God, that's going to be perfect. Kind of like this black too. Especially when I get the chrome back on. So it's going to be a lot lower. Like I said, there's actually a little bit of a flip. And the thickness is actually twice as thick as the stock windshield. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get the old windshield off, and let's get this one on. First things first, I did put these dress-up caps I've got on another video. So I'll pop these off, and what I'll do is I'll take all the screws out except the middle one. And that's the one I'll take off last, so I can just kind of lift this out. And I'll take my time and get this chrome strip off because I do want to put that back on. Man, this is going to look pretty slick. I just kind of use like a little nylon pry tool. Pop these off. That way there's no damage, no scratches. And there's like a little bucket that sits in here. So from what I was seeing, some of the people said that the actual I guess you can call them the nuts that are built inside of here. When this thing kind of comes forward, you're going to kind of push it back into place to make sure everything lines up. So it's one of those things, guys, if you just take your time, everything should come out better than new. So let's go ahead and start getting these off. Instead of a T-handle, it's actually easy to use a socket. And I just happen to have Allen wrench sockets. It looks like a 4mm. Should do the trick. Let's go ahead and get some of these off of here. You see those covers, there's kind of like a little plastic bucket that these things sit in. Now what I am going to do before I go ahead and put these back on, because I don't intend to take this off anytime in the future, but I'm going to use a low to medium strength thread locker. This is the blue stuff when I actually go ahead and put this back together. And that way I can snug it down. I don't have to over tighten it and risk breaking something. Just snug, and this will basically hold everything in place once it dries. Those are all out except for the center one, and just being loose, you can see that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to have to put the camera down, and I'm going to use it kind of like a screwdriver to go ahead and back that completely out. That way I can keep a hand on the windshield, lift it out of there, and then I'll probably bring it over to that nice padded box thing and sit it down while I try to figure out this chrome strip here, if it's glued on, taped on, sticker. Anyway, I'll get that sorted out. All the screws are out. There it is here. And it doesn't look like it's going to be too bad. I'll try to go ahead and pry that off. And of course, I am going to take a rag, just make sure there's absolutely zero grit or anything in there before I put the new one on. And it looks like the dashboard there did kind of move back just a little bit. But I'll take a flashlight down those holes just to make sure everything is lined up. And next step, taking the chrome strip off. So the chrome strip basically came right off. In fact, it fell off under the floor. Thank God I have epoxy. And then there's this rubber strip that you basically take off. So, and again, nothing's really stuck in place. So you just kind of line this up along with the chrome strip. And again, always start from the center. And then I'll get this put on there. So the first thing I have to do is get rid of all this shipping film that they put on here to protect the new windshield. And then from there, well, we'll just keep pressing on until this is on. So I did only pay $119 for this. It took about 6 weeks because they actually had to make this in the factory. I guess it's not a common size, the 14-inch. And then I had some sales tax. Looks like that was waived. And then shipping. So it looks like roughly almost $140 for this. And this one gets better reviews from what I was reading. And I kind of like the way it's built. And I like the fact that I can get exactly my size. So if you go to Clearview windshields.com, I guess. In fact, I'll go ahead and put a link on, but if you go there, you'll actually see these different sizes, and you can get them in different colors, and you can get a vent and all this stuff, so I just wanted to clear. So this came with some hardware, these little spacers here, and this is for Vaquero only, because I don't believe the Vaquero has this strip in the front or anything like that, and this is going to basically give me what I need using the hardware that my bike came with. So I'm going to keep these for just, I don't know, like I always pretty much keep everything in a little separate compartment for that. This is the gasket here, it just lays on. So I've got that laid on there right now. I'll go ahead and put the chrome strip on there. Carefully bring this over and start with the first screw. So what I'm going to do before I do anything is lay out a paper towel and then put some blue thread locker on all these. That way I can just grab them as I need them and get this installed. But I think this is going to be not only pretty cool because of the length, but this black strip here is pretty custom looking too, along with the chrome. This is really going to pop. So let's go ahead and get this on. I know I'm going overboard, but I just happen to have a bunch of gloves. This gives me lots of grip, no fingerprints, nothing stuck to my hands, nothing up my sleeve, and this way I can go ahead and get this thing started. Again, I've got the thread locker on here. I can just grab these as I need them. And I did go ahead and check the actual nuts that are basically inside here. I don't need to push on this or any of that stuff. Everything is good to go. So that's on there, but not tight. Just need to adjust this. And I think what I'll do is I'll start with the outer ones and then get these here. Like I said, just get these snug. And I like it already, man. But this will look nice once I'm done with it. Along with that little sweep there, should be nice to keep the wind off my head, but at least now I can look over the windshield instead of through it. And then, you know, if there's any rain or something like that, I can always duck down a little bit. So let's get this finished up. Now I'll put the other two screws in, and then put the covers back on, and I'll show you that what it looks like when it's done. Alright guys, I'm going to be honest. Quite a few, well, about 3 hours have gone by since my last little shoot on this. I was just about done. So what happened, I couldn't get this center one to really tighten up, and there's kind of these rubber inserts with like a brass nut that are in them, and it pushed through. So I had to take all this apart. I didn't want to bore you with that because I'm just trying to do a windshield thing here, but basically the panniers came off, this came off, the dash came apart, all this crap came out. I mean, what a total royal pain in the ass. But anyway, it's all back together now. So my advice is, when you put these back in after taking them out, screw them in lightly. Like just think about the screws that are around the speakers. Again, it's the same thing. There's a rubber with a nut in it. So just lightly turn on the actual bolt until it actually bites, and then keep going and stuff like that. But I just kind of pushed it in there, and I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. Next thing you know, I had no bite at all. So anyway, that's how it came out. It should have been about a 20-25 minute job is all, but knowing my luck, that's what it turned into. But I really like it. I can see over it. It is 4 inches shorter. I really like that little swoop in the top. I really like this dark band here, man. That kind of makes it look cool in the front, so kind of adds to the look. So that's it, guys. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification for future content. I'll go ahead and get this on YouTube just as soon as I can.